Hi, everybody, and welcome to TGCS. My name is Tim Gallagher, and today we are going to be discussing AP Computer Science A, topic 4.8, ArrayList Methods. And in the second of three videos, we're going to develop code to use some of the methods of the ArrayList class. Let's get started. So here we have the beginnings of a program that we developed in our last video. And we have a number of array lists that we created. We have an array list of strings, an array list of integers, array list of numbers. Let's use that array list of strings called myList, and let's use some of the methods from the ArrayList class on this object. So what are those methods? Well, we could look at the Java API, or we could also look at the quick reference in the AP Computer Science A CED to see what methods we have available to us in the ArrayList class. Now, size, we looked at the last video. We see that size returns the number of elements in the list. We don't have any in the list, but it will do that once we add some elements to there. But let's go ahead and focus first on the two add methods. This is how we assign elements to the array list. We have two add methods. One of them just says add, and then notice it says E and OBJ. So E is the data type that we have in our array list. What type of objects do we have? And then object is going to be the object that we're placing in our array list. The add method here appends the object to the end of our list, and then it also returns true, but we don't really need to capture that Boolean variable if we don't want to. The other add method takes in the object, but also an index parameter. So you can put an object at a specific location in the list. And what it does, this is great, it actually scoots down whatever is in the list right at that position and makes room for the element that you're about to add. We'll see an example of this, but let's go ahead and use the add methods. So here we have my array list of strings called myList. And let's go ahead and give a little visualization of what this looks like as we add elements. So first we're going to say mylist.add, and we're going to put the word the in there. So the goes in index 0 because that's the end of the list and there's nothing in the list right now. So the is our first element in the list. We're going to add the word sun. Sun goes in position 1 because the add method appends to the end of the list. Let's add the word rises. It's going to go in position index number 2. And then the word east, which goes in position index number 3. So now we've done the add method 4 times, and it's added the words the sun rises east. Now let's use the add method, but let's use the index value in addition to the string object that we're going to add. So we're going to say mylist.add 3 comma in. And what that does is it slides east down because east was in position 3, and then puts the word in at position number 3. So now we have the sun rises in east. Let's do another add where we say mylist.add, and let's put this at position 4. So we're going to have the words the. So now what happens? East is going to slide down and make room for the word the. So now we have the sun rises in the east. And that's our sun rising in the east there. So there's some examples of how we can use both versions of the add method to populate our array list. All right, back to the API or the Java quick reference for array list. And let's look at the set method. So notice that the parameters for the set method are the same as the second add method. It takes in an index and an object. But in this case, it doesn't scoot items down to make room for the element. Set replaces the element at position index with the new object. Then it also returns the element that was formerly at that position. And it's up to you whether or not you want to capture whatever is getting returned from the set method. So here's an example. So let's go back to our array list. We know that we've added a whole bunch of strings and we have the sun rises in the east. And now let's look at the set method. So if I say mylist.set 2 comma sets, well, this will not scoot any elements down. This is going to replace the element at position 2, which is the word rises, and replace it with the word sets. And then if we have another set command, so we have mylist.set 5 comma west, what is this going to do? Well, it's going to replace the element at position 5, which is east, with the word west. And so now we have the sun sets in the west, and there's our sun setting in there. All right, so that's usage of the adding and the set methods here. So your turn. How about this? I've got a new array list called words. It's an array list of strings. And I have a number of calls to the add methods, both versions, and the set methods. We have the words reality shows, change TV when perfect up plans. But what is the array list going to look like after this code executes? So go ahead and pause the video here and take a moment to see if you can see what order these words are going to be in and what that array list looks like by the time this code executes. Ready? All right, let's look at it together and let's go line by line. So first we have mywords.reality. So reality is going to go in position 0. Add shows goes at the end. So shows goes in position 1. Next we have add 0 change. So reality and shows slid down to the right a little bit and then change got put in position 0. So now we have change reality shows. We're going to add TV to the end of my list. So that's in position number 3. We're going to add the word when at position 1. So notice reality shows and TV all scoot down one position and when got put in position 1. Add 0 perfect. So perfect is now going at the beginning of the list. The entire list gets scooped down one spot. So now we have the word perfect at the beginning of our list. And now we've got a couple of set method calls. So we're going to set 5 comma up. So that means the word at position 5 instead of TV is now going to be up. And then finally at position 0, we're going to set the word perfect to plans. And so now our array list contains the words plans change when reality shows up. Isn't that the case? How'd you do? Hope you got it right. All right. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for joining us. In this video, we developed code to use some methods of the ArrayList class. Specifically, we looked at the add and the set methods. And that's it. So join us next time here. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you next time. Take care.